Saturday morning. Welcome into Weekend Recharge. I'm LaRosa.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mike Bettis. Paul Goodlow has the morning off. Do you hear that sound coming out of the Northeast and Midwest this morning? Do you hear it?
The whimpering?
That chattering teeth, maybe?
I think that might be more like it. Absolutely, because we have the coldest temperatures so far this season.
I mean, really, really frigid. Record-breaking in some senses. So we're going to show you those numbers.
It is kind of rude, actually, because this time last week, we were just coming off record highs in the Northeast. Central Park hit 74 last Friday. And here we are sitting down into the 20s. Current temperatures out the door, no surprise. From Portland to Pittsburgh, all down into the 20s. You're 30 degrees right now in Washington, D.C. We're still feeling the chill in Chicago at 28. But absolutely, records fell this morning. Take a look. Boston, the low so far, 23. You broke your record set in 1901. 24. New York, 24. That's a new record. Pittsburgh as well. Washington, D.C. Tied the record so far. But notice how comfortably that margin is for some of these record low temperatures by several degrees. So it's been a long time since we've had record lows on the map. And here we go. Every spot you see is tied or set a record. It's Central Park. It's LaGuardia. It's JFK. It's Islip that got real close within a degree or so. And you get a record. And you get a record.
Right?
Yeah, but then we're going to be backing up into the above freezing category.
I mean, just a short quick little shot of the cold, then we're back into the heat again. But of course, it is Veterans Day, and everyone here at the Weather Channel, thanks to the armed services for their complete service to this country and abroad.
Absolutely. And Reynolds Wolf is in West Point, New York, and that's where Army football is preparing to take on Duke in a Veterans Day matchup in the bitter cold, Reynolds, but I know they're ready for it. We set records or tied them this morning, all those cities that you saw scrolling, including Boston, who was singing that song, by the way.
It is an air guitar kind of morning.
It is
here
so
on Weekend
fantastic.
Recharge.
Both of us are like,
it's just jamming out kind of morning, right?
Yeah.
It feels really, really cold this morning. Record-setting cold across much of the Midwest and Northeast.
It is about time. And speaking of time, it is 1:30. Weekend Recharge rolls on. I'm LaRosa.
I'm Mike Bettis for Paul Goodlow. Record-setting lows this morning. First in many years for you, in fact, in Washington, D.C., by the way. Our first November record low in 41 years.
What?
We have not set a record low in the month of November since 1976.
Wow, that's pretty crazy. You know, New York City also set a record low. Remember this time last week we were talking about record highs, but here we go. Their record stood for 84 years. Previous record set way back in 1933. We're in good company. A lot of us feeling the chill from Portland at 27, Buffalo 23 right now. You're out the door in D.C., still below freezing, and Pittsburgh a chilly 23. But here we go. Bridgeport, Scranton, Atlantic City, Wilmington, the lows so far. Look at this. Scranton, PA, down to 16. That's officially a record. 18 was the previous record set back in 1956. And you can see a lot of them close to or some pretty good margins, too, of records set. You can see Scranton there. The record for New York, Central Park here, 24. The old record, 28 degrees. And look at you, Pittsburgh. You did it pretty good, too. 17, the low. The record for the date, 21. And also D.C., at least at this point, has tied a record. But there you go. The record of 24, first record low set during the month of November. See, we have it in text. I had to confirm that that was the case. It definitely feels true.
Like your whole lifetime, they've not said in November. I mean, it's just amazing considering the span of time.
I know.
It's just been warm, I guess.
And the fall that we've had, too. It's interesting. All right, today, America is celebrating and honoring our wonderful veterans. And our Reynolds, and the season brings an increase in deer activity. This time of year, deer are more visible.
Be aware of them just darting out into the street. How to deal with deer. He's a deer biologist. Charlie, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
It's a lot of us, it's a fear. A lot of us has happened to us before, and it can be very, very jarring when your car encounters a deer. What's the best way to avoid them? Well, I do stuff like I flash my high beams at them, or I honk my horn. Do any of those things, you know, startle them or get them to run away?
They can certainly startle the deer, but
I know what you mean.
Be careful when you're driving.
So what do you do if, unfortunately, you do hit one? Maybe it's injured and you want to help it. What do you do?
Not a good idea to help it.
Road signs that you often see. Those are useful.
Yes, they are often placed in areas.
It's a great reminder this time of year. It's just one more thing to be aware of and stay alert for.
Think about it. We're always thinking of other drivers. Think about the deer this time of year as well.
Absolutely.
Charlie, thank you very much. We've got a lot more to come here tonight, this morning, excuse me, on Weekend Recharge.
I I know, it's true.
2 losses in a row that nobody saw coming.
I know, but they were so close.
Still ranked 14th in the country. The weather is cooperating, although it might be a little bit on the cool side.
A little bit on the cool side, but you know, it's always good to forecast a win.
All right, exactly, right? Let's take you where weather could potentially be an issue. It's Oklahoma State at Iowa State, 2 ranked teams. There's going to be a lot of offense. Kickoff at 11 Central, but notice we do have rain in the forecast, at least a 50% chance, maybe around halftime in the second half. And it's cold.
30s. Like, ooh, I don't know about you, but that would test my loyalty. a little bit.
I think for a lot of folks it would. All right, let's take you up into Chestnut Hill here as Boston College welcomes NC Wolfpack. Again, cool temperatures here, but a day that's loaded with sunshine.
All right, you got to love that. And it does make a difference when you have 30s and sunshine versus 30s and clouds and rain, right?
There is a night game, by the way, tonight. A big game at that.
Yes.
Notre Dame, number 3 at number 7, Miami. That's okay. Considering what's happening in South Bend right now, record-setting lows this morning, they'll take the 70s,
but
right?
you wonder if how that'll affect players. It's a stadium that's outdoors, I'm guessing.
It is an outdoor stadium.
It's important to know. All right, we've had that east-northeast wind, though. That'll be pretty brisk in that 10 to 15 range.
And then last stop, Alabama, number 2 in the country, at number 16, Mississippi State. Weather's actually perfect for this game. 6 o'clock kickoff.
Fall football in the South.
Ideal.
Love it.
Ideal.
All right, still a lot more to come here on Weekend Recharge. We are, of course, talking about the chill, and everybody's asking already when that